It can be hard getting back up after a string of failures, especially when one feels personally responsible for what's gone wrong. It's easy to look at one's own mistakes and simply decide that they've failed enough and would rather quit, but in one of Hinata's quotes to Naruto, she puts a more positive spin on making mistakes. She states, "You make mistakes, but because of those mistakes, you get the strength to stand up to them. That's why I think you are truly strong." It's a good reminder that standing up from failures takes far more strength than never failing to begin with. Early on, Neji was completely blinded by the sealed fate of those in the head and branch families, and spout nonsense about unchangeable destiny to characters like Hinata and Naruto. He acted as if he knew it was his destiny to be above everyone else despite being from a lesser branch, but it was Hinata who called him out on his preaching. He insists that Hinata has to be suffering because she was disowned from the main branch, but she interjects by saying, "You're wrong, Neji. Because I can see that you're suffering more than me. You're the one who is confused and suffering inside the main and branch families." Ever since she was still a student at the academy, Hinata looked up to Naruto a great deal, and drew a lot of inspiration from him. Despite being ostracized by almost everyone in the village, he never let that get to him, and he has a firm resolve to never go back on his word. This is an endo that Hinata eventually adopts, using it to defy Neji in their battle when he told her she should just give up. She defiantly states that "I will never go back on my word, because that too is my ninja way." Hinata didn't have much faith in herself, and things would easily overwhelm her to the point she'd basically shut down. However, all of that changed after she developed her bond with Naruto, and that couldn't be clearer than in this tear-jerking quote. "I used to always cry and give up. I made many wrong turns. But you helped me find the right path. I always chased after you, I wanted to catch up to you. You changed me. Your smile is what saved me. That is why I am not afraid to die protecting you." Although it's important to find confidence within yourself, sometimes it takes acknowledgement and a nudge in the right direction from someone else. After all, in Hinata's case, it's hard to believe in herself when her family's been putting her down all her life. However, she began to find a newfound sense of self-worth watching how hard Naruto worked despite everyone putting him down. She clearly states, "When I watch you, I feel strong, like I can do anything, that even I am worth something." For most of the series, Hinata couldn't do much except get hopelessly flustered around her crush Naruto. However, as she continues to grow and develop into a more driven and self-confident person, she makes a confession to Naruto that leaves an impact even today. She shouts to him, "Once this war ends, next time, I will be by your side, holding your hand. Walking with you. Please, wait for me." Her determined declaration wasn't for naught, either, as this thankfully does end up coming true. Especially for someone who started out as timid and self-conscious as Hinata, it can be easy to want to abandon hope and give up in the face of resilience. However, she grows into a powerfully driven kunoichi who isn't afraid to stand up and fight for her beliefs. During the war, Shino tries to tell Hinata that it's alright if she can't succeed, but she firmly disagrees by stating, "Thank you, Shino, but I want to do the best job I can. We're fighting this war to protect Naruto. Failure is not an option." Hinata transforms from a super timid girl to one who isn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with even the most deadly of foes, and it's all thanks to the influence that Naruto had on her. The first time she ever volunteered to go on a mission was whenever she wanted to help Naruto track down Sasuke and lift his low spirits. The first time she truly stands up to an enemy, completely fearless and willing to sacrifice anything, was also when Naruto was in grave danger. With all of her courage, she shouted, "I won't let you lay another finger on Naruto." For a lot of people, having the person one admires more than anything watching them would cause a great deal of anxiety. While one might expect that to be the case for Hinata, she actually finds courage and inspiration in having Naruto watch her. When she finally has the strength to be true to herself and tell Naruto how she feels before having to defend him, she truly starts to blossom with a truly inspirational quote. She states, "I have to do my best. In front of the person I admire most, who's finally seeing the real me. Before the big tournament at the end of the Chunin exams, Naruto found himself confiding in Hinata, telling her that he felt like he was nothing but a failure. She doesn't directly dispute this, but what she says in response is much more helpful and motivational than simply disputing someone's negative self-talk. She reassures him that in my eyes, you're a proud failure. When I look at you, I get an intense feeling in my heart. Because you're not perfect. It shows that someone doesn't have to be perfect to be an inspiration to others, and that failure isn't necessarily the end.